Thank you. Asanteni sana. Melo.
Yeah.
Hebu niambie hiyo second stanza ya anthem yetu. No, imba our national anthem in hiyo stanza ya pili.
Nianzishie the first line. No.
Okay, wacha nina hiyo. Okay, niambie hiyo ya East Africa.
Si ya mwisho ndio East Africa.
Unajua huyu madam,
yes.
Huyu amevaa shati colored hapo nyuma na huyu gentleman.
Yeah.
Wameimba zote. Mimi nilikuwa nataka kuanza the first stanza ya Kenya, ikianza nilikuwa nataka kuimba nikajiambia Jackie utajiaibisha. Ya pili na tatu hapa kidogo itakuchanganya. So funga mdomo kabisa.
Lakini kuna watu wanapiga paka stanza ya tatu, the last one.
Wewe unasema paka hiyo East Africa huyu anaimba yote.
Anaimba yote. Anaimba yote. Lakini pia unafaa ujue, you know Jackie, nimekuwa na wewe hapa na pale. Hapa tuko, you also have to understand, uko runi imejaa ma intellectuals. Hapa kuna ma philosophers.
Unasema hapa ma technocrats.
Hapa kuna ma technocrats.
Unasema hawa watu wakaingia kwa serikali.
there's something very interesting maybe tusicho. Weza sisi wanawake tukifanya makosa tuingie kwa choo za wanaume. You men are very welcome. It's okay, come. Maybe jaribu kuingia kwa choo ya wanawake. Unataka nini? Nini unataka kuona? Vita. Lakini wanaume wanaume ni baka. Ingia. Hatuwezi kuwa bila power.
Kwa hiyo ukienda pale kwa chumba cha club room. Kabla ndio wanaume ndio mfanye blanda mwingi kwa sababu big man like hivi ndio ndio big black man ndio pale.
Hapo inaweza kuwa noma.
So that kind of event. This is in the club. Ukiingia mwisho unaangalia finish kwa hiyo mlango mwisho unaenda kwa chumba ambacho ni cha jinsia yako.
Masaya amesimama na nini? Amesimama na spia. Hiyo ni wanawake tunafanya amevaa shanga na wengine watuvalishangi nguo ya huku juu. Hiyo picha ya huyo Masai. Alright. In case of fire, panic. Usipanic. Panic. It's okay to panic. Kitu tunaweza kuambia ni kwamba angalia high table na high table kwa hapa mahali huko hapa brother hapa mahali watakuwa wanaelekeza wafuate sababu hawa sasa ndio VIP.
Hao ndio VIP kwa leo.
Hao ni kwa mpaka na watu walikuja wakasogea huko angalia kuna bomb kila kitu kwa sawa. So wako na security yao hapa. Ni vile tu hatuwezi tuwaone tuwajue. Okay. Sawa, tukiingia sasa kwa program. Sasa tunaanza na introduction of the author. So maybe na unajua tu mali ametoka mtu mbali. Ameshukishwa reli za katembea mpaka hapa theater. Merila kitu umetoka faa. Umetoka mbali. Lakini mpaka najituma. Alikuwa na bidii. Jambo kabisa. Sasa mimi ikiwa hivi nitakuja mbele sisi ndio kuna live director akikwambia unasema msimu wa kimonitor amekuja people will know me by my name. Lazima mlima ijulikane, kuna waandishi ndio huyu yani kando na deputy president wako mpaka na right. Mary kuja ujiintroduce. It's a pleasure and it feels like a reunion, literally. We've grown up together. Me, Melvin and Jackie, tumeombana 20 Bob Theatre as we were acting. So they know the history. He was actually a pastor. Melvin was a pastor when he came to the National Theatre. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Melvin was a pastor. But all for God's glory, we appreciate all the changes that have happened in your life. We've gone through many ups and downs, but we thank God for everything. In this hall, literally is every single friend that I have. And I don't know how to do this introduction, but she's the girl from the slopes of North Kenya. Where is my teacher? Where is Mr. Kabe? My high school teacher is here, and I get sentimental because I'm still being like a form 3, a form 4. You know, when I see him, I'm feeling like I'm a student, and I think that's a blessing. More than 20. My high school mate is also here. I don't know how many years ago, but we've been out of high school, but we still keep touch. So it's a reunion, and we have my people in politics and governance here. I've seen Wabili Mogodi here. So I have a lot of faces in this life. Ian Motiso, our lovely lawyer, and you know, it's I don't even know how to do this introduction, but I'm feeling really, really, really warm in my heart. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Mary KATHOMI. Those are the names my mother gave me. But I've gotten so many other names after that. I'm a farmer. I'm a food sovereignty and food security champion. I'm an author. I'm a cheerleader of the Presidential Exploratory Committee. But today I'm here just as a writer. By the way, I love telling stories. Melvin and Jackie will attest to that. The writing of the book actually has got nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with telling a story. Because at the National Theatre, what we did, we told stories. And before our emotions ran out, I decided to tell the Gen Z story. And I promised myself I'm not going to wait until 2027. I want the raw emotion of the life. And my friends will get me tell me, oh, mimi unakuwa activist. Ama unakuwa nani? Tukuite nani? Ama ni content creator? I get so many names. So whatever name you want to give me, I appreciate. It's the journey of life, and faces keep changing. And we're also here with a lot of, by the way, if you have a health problem, today we have a lot of herbal doctors here. We have a lot of herbalists in this hall today. We have, if you've never gone to a herbal sauna, we have all of them here today. So all these are the faces of my life, and I want to say thank you so much. Jackie, are you happy with that introduction? You're happy? Yeah. Don't say anything. Don't say anything else. And with that said and done, of course you have a whole evening. Hakuna mbio.
We have our own evening here today. Hakuna mbio. We have to just make sure we enjoy our Friday evening. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much, Mary. We are extremely proud of you. You know, when you look at the background of being an artist, it's not an easy industry even now. So to see an artist, elevate herself to the level that Mary has, that's really, really amazing. That she continues doing amazing things, being a farmer, speaking your mind and, just being loud that, things need to change even in this country. It's really amazing that, you're using your voice for all the positive things. So keep doing it.
Speaking of herbalists, when you're going up for herbalist, Haman, herbalist, whatever, the first thing that you think of is Tole nukuzi nafasi rudi, mapenzi, au na nyota ya mapenzi, au na kurudisha aliyepotea. But I've followed kushinda bet. Kushinda bet.
Kuna wale mpaka wanashinda bet.
Na kwanza saizi wenyewe wanasiasa wanawatembelea.
What do you mean?
All roads leading to huko Tanzania.
Subawanga.
So my point is, I've really learned a lot from Mary concerning just nutrition, especially when I look at this room. I see people who are in a you can no longer just do things the way you can't just live. At some point there's how tembelea Moringa, tembelea
Ashwagandha. Ni mbaya, si mtuulize, sisi tuko kwa hiyo age kabisa.
Kaunda kubenteriu. Itabidi have a good bro.
Yeah,
vitality, strength, vigor.
Unatumia gani?
Ukiniona mimi natumia gani? Na glow saa hizi. Sina glow.
Uko tu sawa. Sijauliza kuhusu glow. Nimemuuliza unatumia gani? Tuambie wanaume wenzako ndio wako hapa. Ndiko na watoto wa 7 unatumia gani?
Ni 8.
Ndiko na watoto 8 unatumia herbs gani ndio wanaume?
Ndio wanauliza. Chini ya maji.
Chini ya maji wanataka kujua.
But one thing as I finish about Mary also, I think most amazing people to dunia have a background or foundation in art.
True.
What to wasanii, and then from wasanii they go to become amazing politicians, and scientists, and lawyers. Kwanza.
Well, not always amazing politicians, but politicians. Wale wasanii tunaona wakiwa theater, wale walikuwa theater, chochote tunaona.
When you go beyond the spectrum of hii landscape yetu ya Kenya.
Okay. Sawa. Next up imeandikwa dual book launch. Both books unveiled simultaneously.
Hii sasa hapa ni yenu. Mmeka very confident. Najua hii mko mnangoja mnasema mnafanya kitu time mmekam. How are we doing this? How are we launching this today?
Ile kitu tunafanya tuwalipe kwa hii show leo ndio
hii sasa. Ndio aje? Makasi.
Kuna makasi. Haya, Mary karibu. Yeah. I think this will look good with this background. Advocate Ian Mutiso, tunakuomba uweze kuja hapa kwa jukwaa. Na nilimuona hivi nikajua huyu ni advocate. Sikudangani. Huyu wewe uliza mbona hajavaa, unataka kukusudi. Na my lawyer doesn't have a lawyer. Asante, karibu.
as we wait for scissors, I want to say something about, I call him Ian. We've done a lot of things together. We found ourselves in dark corners, smiley places, unsure places. We found ourselves in police stations with him, in court, you know. And Ian has walked this journey with me. I think my story is his story. Just that I told my story, but that story is his story. And I'm sure one day he's also going to give that story in his perspective. And I don't want to do a lot of introductions about Ian. I'd rather he does introduction himself.
Jambo, habari yenu. My full name is Ian Mutiso. I'm a lawyer and I'm also a friend to Mary. But I think today means a lot even to me because as I was reading your book and I was just reminiscing how we met. So how I met Mary, Omtata had been arrested back in 2024, late December. And the person who made sure I was among the lawyers defending Omtata was Mary. And ever since that day, Mary, she's just confident on doing anything that will get her arrested. And she has kept me very busy to the point whereby we meet in undisclosed locations, mna switch off simu, mnatoa SIM card. You know, you've kept me very busy. But I think when I heard you're writing a book, I knew, okay, utendo jifiche, you'll be out of trouble for some time. And I was happy about that. I also decided to go and, take a small breather. But today I felt like it was very important for me to come back into Kenya and support you today. So I'm very proud of you, and I can't wait to see how people are going to react to it, because I felt it was very personal. And I'm so happy they even gave me an opportunity to introduce you. Me, I've never written a book, but I've read books. I've read a lot of them, and this one is quite well written, and I'm very, very proud of you. So congratulations, and I hope this has another pregnancy and another book comes out. I know everyone. Congratulations.
Nakuuliza aje Mary, akona mtu? Akona mtu? Mwambie niko na passport, nimesikia ishi huko. And I will give him a breather. Jackie uko na passport kweli? Niko na passport.
Baba ushaenda wapi?
Ian. Niko na passport. Uko na mtu? Niko sure huyo mtu wako niko na mtu. Nice to meet you, Ian. Karibu sana. So I think we can do the launch.
Yeah, so let's do a countdown. Countdown. The 5 seconds countdown. Nipatie Mary hii. Yours. Okay, we're gonna have the beginning in 5 seconds, beginning now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So our book is officially launched. Congratulations once again, Mary. So now we'd like to go to the Q&A. Be strong. Let's go. Let's go. Tunakulipa hivyo mingi kweli? So Mary, we have a few questions here that we'd like to ask you, just so we know about the whole process, and what motivated you to write these books. So I will begin.
Jackie.
Yes.
Naona wacha watu hii.
Alafu akae.
Wewe
ni mgeni
mheshimiwa. Sasa acha akae. Take it away.
Energy's contagious, No one's gonna die. You gotta fire. Let's go. Let's go. Taking all the hearts
some tunaona badala ya ku just having a give a speech about the two books, we have a Q&A to just pick her mind, pick her heart, pick the space that she was in as alikuwa anaandika kitabu. So in a very intimate moment, ningependa tuko na one audience as we just hear from Mary, the author. Jackie, you're first.
Sawa. So every memoir has a moment the writer almost didn't include. What's the scene in this book you were most afraid to write? And what did you do?
Maybe we say which in particular at this point?
As the girl from the slopes of Mount Kenya.
I think you were hearing about the girl
from the slopes of Mount Kenya.
Yes. Haya.
Kuna mtu amenichekelea hapo nimekuona.
Hata nisha mark.
Unamark unaona
je mambo amangwa sasa.
Ngoja hapo kwa. Yes, Mary.
Every memoir has a moment the writer almost didn't include. What's the scene in this book that you are most afraid to write, and what made you keep it in? It is my story. Like, it was therapy, literally. When you read that book, when I cleared Form 4 and I came to Nairobi, okay, my father died when I was in class 5. I loved education a lot. So, wow, this gets emotional. Okay, I think I'm not healed. So now when I came to Nairobi, I wanted to go to school. And my sister, our firstborn sister, who I lived with, I was young. I didn't understand a lot of things. A suicide mission. I didn't want to die. Like, seriously, I didn't want to die. I got into a borehole. And held the, najua mlango ya borehole. In my heart, I wanted to scare them. I wanted to scare my family. Like, kwa nini mnisomeshi? So I got into a borehole at 7 at night, and nikajishikilia nikaanza kupiga nduru. My intention was not to go deep in. So when people had someone ako kwa borehole, they were like, "Ay, kuna msichana anataka kujiua." So when they held me, wakanitoa, I was just, those tantrums when you throw when you're 18. But my tantrum was because I really wanted to go to school. That part, I was not sure if I should include in the book. I think I'd never dealt with that part of my life. So when I wrote it in the book, I was like, are you sure you should write this? So that part, okay, yeah.
Thank you, wow.
So, yeah, I know. And it's amazing because what I'm getting here also is, even as we writing, just a personal memoir is, it's part of therapy.
Yeah, it is.
It's part of therapy because unapata kuna two parts za life yako zenye patches and seasons that you never have really confronted. Even when you say, I'm working on myself, I'm dealing with this, there's some spaces that you perhaps think you've hit until there's a trigger, and then you're like, this part is still, you still roll. If you had to to someone who's never met, in one image, one memory, what would that be? What's that one image or what that memory that if you just got the opportunity, someone never met this little girl or whatever, what would that description be like to you?
I think she is very resilient. Like, I don't give up in life, yeah.
Against all odds. Yeah.
All right. Writing about your own life, Mary, means being both the narrator and the subject. Where did you find it hardest to be honest about yourself?
Thank you, Jackie. I think over the years, I matured to the point of talking about my story. You know that those things you don't talk about. So like the girl from the slopes of Mount Kenya has been in my drafts for years. It's a book that has been there. Even when I was shooting Cobra Squad, I used to tell myself, you need to publish. And Shiko is here. I think I called her for like 15 years. I have a manuscript. So it's out of my last
year. Time gives us perspective, but it also lets us rewrite our own story in our heads. How do you separate what you remember from what you've since made peace with? So, time naturally gives us perspective, but also time allows us to rewrite our own story in our own heads. So, how do you separate what you remember, from your childhood to what you've basically made peace with?
I got to a point where I accepted who I am. Like, I really had to accept who is Mary. I owned my journey, I owned my story, I embraced my failures. I walked, like, I accepted every bit of who I am, because I'm not embarrassed about myself. Like, I love myself. So I got to that point that I love myself. So when I just felt I'm okay with my failures, I'm okay with my successes, I decided, you know what, I want to tell this story. Is that good enough, answer?
And that's brilliant also, because I think also just as Africans, I don't know if it happens in other parts of the world, but as Africans, even in the setting that I was raised in school, home, community as a whole, we are muzzled. We are trained to be ashamed of our experiences, of our situations, of our life. So that muzzles your voice, and so it's the fact that you are able to get out of that and grow out of it and be able to own your story, because your journey is your journey. This look, you don't choose your path. Even as a child growing up, you're the family you go into, the school you go to, your siblings, that's what you're saying. You've got no power. So the best thing is, like you're saying, is to embrace it and then accept it.
I think also another thing is, I think the greatest freedom that you can ever have is to actually begin and to love yourself completely with all your flaws. It is one of the greatest things that you can ever do to yourself on this earth. Yeah. All right. So what's a belief about yourself this book forced you to let go of?
What I believe about myself, what this book made me, I needed to let go of it. People really confuse my life. People think I'm an elite. I don't know where that comes from. No one believes I'm from Meru. No one ever placed me that I'm from Meru. People think I'm either foreigner, Nigerian, Luo, Luo. So I have to keep explaining myself that I'm actually a Meru, and I didn't grow in Nairobi. I walked barefoot most of my life, and people confused because of, I think, the only Meru without an accent. And it's, I didn't know, I didn't realize that. So there's that. Actually, the motivation to write The Girl from the Slopes of Mount Kenya, I wanted people to know who I am. I'm not I've grown in the slopes of Mount Kenya. I call myself in the book a girl from Rwanderi. I walked barefoot, But when I go to high school, Jackie, siku ya maziwa unaficha, ingine unapelekea madhe na kuna ingine ile utakunywa. So that was our life. So when I went to high school, Form 1, and my schoolmate, watoto wanaongea
yani Meru na Mkisi wawili, hata upeleke Alaska hapo na accent. So she managed to escape the accent. She's a villager. So who is a person in these pages you're not sure will recognize themselves the way you've written about them?
the girl who, the way I've described them, might not recognize themselves? I think it's my mom. I think my mom can't read, but if she had an opportunity to read, I have a whole chapter about my mom. I think if she could read, and I know my nieces, my nephews have read the book and they've showed her, and you know those small images, tule tupicha twa kitambo, tule twa black and white, tule tunafichangwa chini ya mattress. Like we took those images, we enhanced them using AI kidogo kidogo, and we were able to have who she is. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, she must be proud, like
before she says their child, or if they do, or yes, your child, even minus you being there, most of us would be shocked.
True that.
Yeah.
Mimi nakwambia, mimi ongea kuhusu mama yangu kwa redio, anangojanga tu saa 8 ikipiga hivi. Nimekusikia. Endelea kuniongelelea kabisa. Ujue nakusikia.
Hata mimi kuna sequence my interview really describe my dad. My dad was militant. Ilikuwa ni education of the highway. So one day pia mimi tulienda nikamdescribe hivyo. You know, he was not those the fathers those days, but he was loving kama hug kama you know. Alipigia simu akaniambia endelea hivyo hivyo.
With a threatening voice. All right. If a younger version of you read this book today, what's the one page you'd want her to sit with the longest?
If the younger version of me read The Girl from the Slopes of Mount Kenya. Say the last part.
What's the one page you'd want her to sit with the longest?
What's one page I would want her to sit with the longest? It is the last chapter, the very last chapter of the book. I remember when I was growing up, Jackie, my father has like a banana plantation. Zile tu za ushago. It would be so tiny, and I think I have a photo of that in my book, and I would stand in between the banana stems, and I would gaze towards the mountain. Where I grew up, I can see the peak of the mountain. Kama jioni, you can see the peak of the mountain. And you know, there's something so funny about my life. I knew it was going to be great even when I was nothing. So I don't know why I used to see the future was going to be great. And that last chapter of the resilience, Jackie, I went through high school with no school fees. No, literally, I didn't have school fees. So those days, the CDF bursaries, it was better in my days. Clever students would get constant. I was a sharp girl, so every time I would get. So the balance was not much. So I remember, my mother used to tell me, ile shida kubwa sana ni kuingia shule. Ukishaingia shule utamali? Ingia tu kama uko na basop moja na sweater moja, wingi. So that's how I started Form 1, and when I cleared Form 4, and when I look back all the way, that girl that cleared Mozambique girls and the girl that came in, I would just want her to know that it is possible. Anything is possible. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you hope this book gives permission for? What's your ideal image? Like, what would this book give permission for to readers who've never told their own story loud?
I think in the world we live today, there's a lot of pretense. People don't live their lives. I wrote this book first because I wanted my kids to know who I am. And then I feel we live in the shadows with the social media life, where you have to go to the airport and take a photo and go back home for people to think you actually flew, where you have to borrow someone a car so that they can think this is your class. I wish we can embrace being real. So me, I'm real with my story, and my story does not define where I am going. So I just wish people can just be real in life. Don't be embarrassed about where you are. Don't be embarrassed about your parents. Don't be embarrassed about your journey. There's a reason why it had to be you walking that journey, you know. So and if you embrace that, there's a reason why you had to be there. So I love people to read The Girl from the Slopes of Mount Kenya and see it's possible. It's possible to get what you want in life, and you just be yourself. Just be yourself. You know, if you need to say a no, let it be a no. You need to say a yes. Don't pretend in life. Just be yourself. Yeah.
I like that. I keep telling people, when ni mtu mzima, just say no. Hakuna mali atakupeleka. Mwambie tu sikuji, sitaki, sina. Sina.
Ushabiti watu kuna
uko na njaa
ama ushabiti na mtu ati maybe iko tao anatembea au anatembea mambo fiti uko aje kwa nimetoka garage imeharibika, so why you explaining to me mbona unatembea unatembea kwa miguu ama why do you have there's too much ni kama tunakalia tons of pretense.
Very true.
I have to have this image that I have this I'm in all these places. I think the person who invented the selfie, the mindset came from that thing of I have to look like I'm really.
I've made it, or I'm making it. I'm okay.
Yeah.
How
it's okay, you're human.
I think, and especially in it's everywhere, but I'd say in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of that. And the truth of the matter is, you see the image that they portray on social media, it's completely different. You know, like you see a husband and wife and their kids, and they're always happy and they're always laughing, but they don't even sleep in the same room. It's just for the social media, and you see people there saying, "Oh, Mungu wangu kama hii, kama if it is not like this one, I don't want." My friend, you don't know the story behind those smiles, you know. So I think it's something that and especially for the young people, your daughter here, that what you see on social media is not really what it is. You know, it's a facade, and in the right place. Just letting you know. Asituone vivi. Tuwajani wasanii sisi hapa ni wasomi mbaya. All right, as we close, now that it's out in the world, what part of the girl no longer belongs only to you?
What part of the girl no longer belongs to me is the whole story. It's no longer my story. It's no longer my story. I lived it and I give it to the world. I've blessed the world with my experience, with my journey, it's going to be a motivation, Jackie, for someone who story. If you thought you had a worse story, maybe mine is worse. When you get to read my story, own it, and let the story be like a catapult to some places of success. I give my story to the world, because we are not here for a long time. We are walking through this space, but these are my footsteps. So I'm going to leave them so the other people that come walking on those footsteps also build an experiences of their own.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So maybe just to our guests, if there's someone who has a question, maybe this is the time. Anybody?
Regardless of if you kept to the dressing code or not.
Yeah.
At this point, we're beyond that. We're past that. At this point, we accept we are who we are. We are not embarrassed of where we're coming from or where we're going. So
Yeah.
took off.
One day you'll write a story about your dress code. We shall read it. Anyone? All right. I'll take the mic to them.
Maputo, home of the brave, our nation will soon be
Wacha kunitongoza wewe na uko na bibi yako na haya ukininispaia vitu
Na amevaa pink.
07. Yes. Ilikuwa mikono nimeona. Yes.
So, evening everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Joseph Mwai, support of Mary, and I'm happy to be here. So, Mary, my question to you is great book. Let's see how far I've gone so far. Do you consider taking up future, deeper leading roles in this country?
Yes, I do. I do, because I think there's a push. There's a push by people. I have a lot of fans. A lot of people tell me, we need your knowledge, you need your resolve, and of course they warn you, utabadilika, utakuwa tu hivyo, So yes, I feel I need to step more towards those places of leadership. Yes.
Good evening. Mary, once for the first time, let me say congratulations. Since I knew you in 2009 in DEC, you've portrayed the person I saw, and I like your resilience. Out of this story, the journeys and sometimes the things that you do and the way you are crazy in doing business and also farming, what has been your motivating aspect to be able to balance the farming, the business, the family, and the church?
Thank you, Karato. I think there's a point I got in my life, and I realized I've lived my life for everyone else. A lot of my years I've lived for everyone else. You're living for children, you're living for an income, you're living, for the society. And I think I got to the point where I needed to live for Mary. So what's my driving force? What's my resolve? What do I want to achieve? And when I got to that place, I think everything has a way of just striking its own balance, Jackie. Things just take care of themselves when you're walking the path that you're supposed to be walking.
Sure. Thank you. Rafiki yako hapa amekuja mpaka na bairo ya kala yellow. Ulimwambia mpaka bairo ilikuwa no, hebu itoe. Unajua labda watu wanasema usaidie na hiyo bairo yako tafadhali. Surely. Haikuwa iko serious hivi. But anyway, moving on swiftly. Oh yeah, okay.
Yes, Barizem. So I've known Mary for I think a few years now, and we actually talk a lot about agriculture. And I just remembered I've never asked this question. Where do you think your love for agriculture came from your entire story? Where can you trace it back to?
That's a beautiful question, Brian. I've grown up in a farm. My mom used to give us if I have to measure from this wall unalima mpaka ile fence. No, ile fence inaenda kutokea pale kwa lami ndio uende Nairobi ukatembelee sister. So like holidays umepimiwa, you know. So I've grown in the farm literally. I've farmed, I've picked coffee, I've slept in the coffee factory. And I don't know, when you grow up, you get to understand yourself. I was also very good in agriculture in high school. And you know the way that project where you're given like a piece of farm, mine was usually the best, and I had an A in agriculture. Funny enough, when I've grown up, I realized I'm very passionate about food production. So I, even as a farmer, horticulture, keeping cows, I've done all forms of agriculture hapa na pale. And you know, what I came to realize, I love production. Unajua vile unakuwa na mbuzi, unaona ikizaa, ama vile kuku inalalia mayai, ito ni 10 chicks. I love that process of production. So I would attribute that process of production, which is food production, I'll attribute it to my mom. We just farmed all our lives, yes.
Just, this is the last question because we still have another set for the book. Ukuna swali?
Not as controversial as it sounds. I know Mary has said my name. I'm James Kalatogita. We're friends. I knew her when I was conducting 2009 census. And she responded very well. Later on, she introduced me to her husband. I wanted to ask this question based, that's why I've mentioned some. There is someone here, a lady or a man, more so because I'm a man, let me speak from a man's perspective. A man here who has a wife, who has a vision, and probably this man is scared or not ready to support the woman because he thinks he can lose the woman. Or a woman here who is suppressing her vision because she's not sure what will my husband say.
It's not controversial. I think maybe my answer will be controversial. You're born alone. I think that's what many of us don't realize. You're born alone. You have a walk of life alone. Your children have their walks alone. Your husband has a walk alone. And the problem with many of us, we don't know our journeys. So you intertwine your walk with so many other people, so many other things. So for me, it's not even about the support. It's about the resolve. Do you know where you want to be? Do you know who you are as a person? Once that is clear, no one stops that. So for me, I feel people need to know who they are. People need to know their journeys in life. That's the biggest problem. Once you know your journey in life, imagine even a mountain won't stop you. But the majority of the human beings don't know their journeys. So I feel like if you have to attach your journey to someone else, it's not your journey. So it needs to be your journey. So when it's your journey, and God has a way of sending you destiny shapers, your children, your journey is personal. So don't attach your journey to your spouse or your children. Let it just be your journey.
I'll be coming to you. Acha niende hapa kwanza.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. My name is Dr. Mugambi. I'm the General Manager, United Kenya Cup. Karibuni tena. KATHOMI is our member, and congratulations. Mine is simple. I've perused both books and I've realized that you participate in politics. I'm particular on the title, The Girl from the Slopes of Mount Kenya. Do you think that the politics of the day of the mountain and the valleys would affect the perception of your book?
Thank you, my boss. I would say we wear many faces. Tukivaa sura ya siasa tunabadilika. Si mnajua? Tukianza kupiga siasa tunasema ule si ule Mary. And in me, what I know, politics is local. Politics is local. Politics is not leadership. Politics is in the ground. So tunasema watu waende ground. So I have to identify myself with where I come from. It's very important because that's my constituency. The people from Rwanderi village, there's a lot of similarities between me and them. So all my people from the rest of Mount Kenya, that identity is ukienda kule nje lose identity. Ni kweli. So my identity, I'm a Meru from the slopes of Mount Kenya. I don't know where God wants to throw me to, the entire world, but I'm grounded that I come from the slopes of Mount Kenya and everything beautiful about that. So hata tukisema tuna consolidate mlima kwanza hakuna shida. You know, nyumbani pia lazima ikuwe poa kwanza ndio utoke. Thank you very much.
Tafutia hata msaidizi. At least tufanye devolution mlimani na nini ndio Nyanza.
Hi everyone. Hi Bestie. Congratulations. Finally, you know, mine is not mine. I think it's the most important question. Well, next book knows why I'm asking her that.
That girl, Shiko, and you follow her. She's one of the biggest authors in Kenya. I don't know her book number.
Yes, she is
the biggest author in this country. And let me tell you, there is nothing as hard as writing. Wacha niwaambie. Caro is here. We do a lot of spiritual things together. So I am very intentional about what gets into me. I'm very intentional about what I eat. So you see, I'm feeding my mind, I'm feeding my choose. Human beings will.
Thank you. So, this is what
Asante. Well, that was our first part one of the Q&A, which is done now. I'd like us now to go to the next one. Kindly, if you're just joining us, karibu umechelewa, mnatoka, lakini it's okay. Welcome. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Mary KATHOMI book launch. Actually, 2 books. So we done the first Q&A, which was basically centered around the girl from the slopes of Mount Kenya. We're about to go into the second Q&A, which is the current push now, which is about the Gen Z. However, before that, we would like to acknowledge, as a precursor to the next book, we were all here when Mandamano was happening. The Gen Z movement was big. It was definitely a landmark in our history. So I would like right now to take a 6-minute break, not break on the Asia, but just to acknowledge some of the common faces that appeared during the Gen Z Mandamano. Some of them have departed. You know, look at very many, who wenye walituacha. Some are still alive, hata wengine wako karibu na sisi. However, at this point, kindly, ningependa tu our eyes and ears to move to the screen as we just, see some of the brave faces. Some, not all, but some. We couldn't capture everyone. Some of the brave faces that were prominent in the Gen Z Mandamano. So it's just a 6-minute clip, and we'll go back to the Q&A with Mary for the Gen Z book. Karibuni sana.
Over 20 people are dead, 39 are missing through state-driven abductions. And first, they're asking a very simple question. 25 people dead. Your Excellency, do you have blood on your hands? I have no blood on my hands.
Siwezi karanga uwe hai shagala bagala, niko tayari kulipa gharama, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, ufisadi, ubinafsi, ukabila, kuuza sura, watake kuuza sera, undugu ni kufaana, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala. Haki ya wadhifa una deserve bila kasha na kashfa. Hii society Kenya wanaeza share ni nyungu ya busa ama kecho ya shisha, mfuko zinasikia eko, unajua thamani ya mali na size ya kifuli. Eyo ujaibiwa jua unakaa kitu wo, risking jail time, police bullet flow. Unaweza argue one doesn't pay, lakini huwezi dismiss justice in a bay. Wizi ana 40 days, 365 days later.
Every time you talk about things that go on this time, you start saying they're not generalized.
Nikiflangani nimezoa the same feeling, nataka nikipitia poto mtaani Juliane, niko ndani siwezi kulala wewe niko tayari kulinda sitasimama mambo ya kitanda, sitasimama mambo ya kitanda, usisahau nikufanya sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala. Mjowa raise funds, sitabidi raise funds, Koviko san, breakfast and poison. Ataki kumbuze bei ya bidhaa, tunataka opportunities ndio kwa afford hizo bidhaa. Walisema kutembea kwingi ndio kuona mengi, nimeshinda nikitembea maofisi na sijaiona kazi. Sasa golf kwenye title wood, mambo si barabara chingu. Naomba jani massive, chakula fika tumboni ikitoka kwa sahani. Policeman anapiga rungu, mwalimu daktari anamrudishia kiasi. Mtoto wake anarudishwa nyumbani, ana school fees analipopina. Jaka siezi karanga, uwe hai, shagala baga. Niko tayari kulinda gharama, sitasimama.
Alright. Kenyan Gen Z Demos 2024 Frontline. That's the next book. That's the current book, Mary. And that's what we're going to be having a discussion about. Kionjo, utujue Gen Z maandamano ilikuwa aje, and amongst our tuko na some of the frontliners. Ningependa tu kuita kuwaita Alan Demba, Shakira Wafula, ningependa kuja msalimiane na maybe say something about your so how we shall do it to balance out. Thank you very much. Haya. So intro kwanza not in a new face, ningependa tu ujitambulishe, wewe ni nani tena na experience yako hiyo time ilikuwa aje, what drove at that point, because you can see in the videos and the pictures that circulated, there was nothing but conviction. There was a drive. Yeah. So tungependa tu kujua maybe where that came from, how was that for you, and where you are now, and also the landscape that the way things are looking now. Unaonaje moving forward as we go into the next election? Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Habari zenu. Mimi naitwa Shakira Wafula. For the past 2 years, I have been forced by circumstances of this country to identify as kujitambulisha kama mwanaharakati. Sijui nizungumze Kiswahili ama Kiingereza? Okay, ama niseme Kiluya. Okay. So yes, the circumstances in our country have forced me to identify as an activist. And the reason why I stepped out June 25th, 2024. The video actually is for June 18th. And the first day of Maandamano, which was June 16th, on Tuesday, I had been arrested. It was my first time stepping out to protest, and 10 minutes on the street, hata sikuwa nimeenda mbali, sikuwa nimefanya anything, nikashikwa. And I spent the entire day at the police station. And I think my interactions with other young people and understanding the reason why each and everyone felt that conviction to step out and, you know, contribute their voice and to contribute their effort with the awakening, because for me it was an awakening that happened at that time. It totally radicalized me, and I was inspired that for a long time, when it comes to anything politics, anything governance, young people were either forced to conform or to run away. But this specific situation of 2024, we said we are not conforming and we are not going anywhere. We are going to, you know, stand up and say we have rejected this finance bill, and that is what we did at that time. I'm honored, to be honest, to be here, standing here before everyone, and to be considered one of the heroes of that time and to be written in the book. And I'd like to remind all of us to take a step back and go to what was happening amongst us, within ourselves, in June 2024. And to have that mind, to have the emotions that we felt at that time as we start this journey 1 year to the next elections. Because I feel for a lot of us, we have forgotten. For a lot of young people, we have been bombarded with a lot of problems, with a lot of things that we feel we need to fight, with a lot of hassles that we need to struggle with, but we have forgotten why we came out in the first place. We came out because we believe our voices matter and that we deserve a better country, not just for a select few, but for everyone. So this journey, 1 year towards the next election, let us not forget, because the struggle of liberation is a struggle against memory. And for a lot of things we've experienced as a country, when it comes towards the elections, ni kama watu nasahau. So let us not forget, people died. Are we going to follow the same impunity, or we are going to remember that 2024 and apply it into how we are selecting our leaders? And not just the president. The president is like the haystack. MCAs, MPs, women rep, senators, because at the end of the day, in as much as the head of the snake is the one who controls the snake, the rest of it also matters. Thank you.
Most people don't know, Mimi, I started being actively participating in politics early, I think in 2019, 2020 until today. So to me, it's not something that is new. Most people think that I started because of the protest. I've been here, and that's why huwa inishtui when a lot of things are happening. So my video has not been shown there, but I've been doing a lot of things. During the protest, I was covering the protest. I was among the protesters. Then post-protest, I did a lot of things. Then, of course, most people know me because of the current initiative that is Tukokadi. And it's a good initiative. We've been able to mobilize at least 2.6 million people to register for voting. And we are still doing that. And right now, I think we are standing at around 2.8 because people are still registering at the constituency level. And why are we doing all this? And why am I doing all this? Because in the awakening that happened in 2024, 2025, 2026, youths have been actively participating in politics. And that is one thing that gives me joy when I see youths taking part actively in politics. And when it comes to politics, we are not going to leave it at the campaigns, but also fighting for better governance. And that is what I usually stand for. So I'll take a break, I'll come back, but we are still going to continue with the fight. And now coming back to what Mary has done, the documentation of what is happening. So a lot has been happening in the past few years. So who is documenting it? If we leave the government to document what happened, then we are going to see the story from what they want us to consume. But if we document the stories of ourselves, then the right story is going to go out. So I'm very grateful that Mary has taken an initiative to write a book. Writing a book requires resilience because it's something that you cannot do overnight in 1 week or in 2 weeks. Mary alianza kunitafuta 10 years ago. But finally the book is here and I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for everybody mwenye amekuwa my support. And I don't usually dress like this. I'm in an active role ya kutafuta bibi right now. So NGUGI mko takusikia hiyo. So thank you everyone, and I'm grateful to be among the greatest minds here. I'm grateful. Yeah.
Hamjambo. Good afternoon. Kwanza kuna salamu nataka tufanye. Because people, we've been sitting for a long time, sindio? Yeah, we need blood to so stand up kwanza. Tusimame. And I will bring your hands together like this. You hold it for me. Thank you, Shakira. Guys, mnaona Shakira lakini? It's first time meeting her. So we just please warm your hands, warm your hands, warm your hands, warm your hands. We just need blood to circulate in your bodies. Sawa. Alafu nikisema umeme, you the biggest clap you've ever. Sawa. Umeme. Thank you. Please. Does anyone know why we are here today? Huh? Does anyone know the real reason why we are here? You can try, wherever you are. Why? So that we don't forget whatever happened. Okay, my perspective is different. We are here because of the power of the word. The word. Okay, whoever invented communication through the word, whether it's spoken or written, did not know what they did because of the power of the word. According to me, my perspective, on the second night of my abduction, because I had to process why have I been abducted, and I came to realize that I was abducted. I was in Dar es Salaam at that time. I was kept somewhere. It is because of the power of words. The books that Mary have written have words in them. And those words are going to be read by someone, and they are going to change that person's life. You may not necessarily be the audience of Mary's book, but she has one person. That is, we're here because of the power of the word. And coming up to June 2024, personally, I never knew this. But okay, I'm sitting in Nandi County. I'm watching Citizen TV Live. It was the Tuesday here on 16th or 17th or 18th. It was 16th. And I'm having lunch with a friend of mine called Kiplagat Koske. I never forget that day. And I told her, these are young women on the streets protesting. Did anyone really look at the images of June 2024? Maandamano yamezoea since the 90s. Since the 90s. Okay, the maandamano of the 2000s, the maandamano of the 2010s. Think about any demonstrations we've had. Who are the dominant people in the front lines? It was men. Okay? In 2024, June 16th, I'm in Kaptula, I'm seeing a bunch of young baddies. I call them baddies. B-A-D-D-I-E-S. Okay? Baddies. Kama Shakira, this is a baddie. Okay? Jackie is an old baddie. You can see. She's beautiful. Okay. It has never happened to see young Kenyan maandamano zilikuwa zinafanywa Mathare, Kawangware, Jamhuri. Sawa, women came to the streets. Why did they come to the streets? Because of the power of the word. Someone said on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok, we are going to meet in Nairobi CBD. Okay? I tweeted, I said, in Khartoum, I'm sitting with Kipla doesn't know what I'm doing. I'm going to Mombasa, we are going to do maandamano. And the next thing I know, I was in a KATHOMI bus on the way to Mombasa. Nikafika Mombasa tayari, it is a bunch of young women who are waiting for me. So, it wasn't men, women. We did maandamano in Mombasa, I left Mombasa, I came back, President Ruto was going to ACK Pro Cathedral Nyahururu. I saw that on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. a poster, and then I tweeted some words and I said, tomorrow we are going to occupy ACK Nyahururu. Okay, I didn't mean it, I was just tweeting. Next thing I know, the same way with Mombasa, my drones have blown up. Okay, people even offering no transport. Sijakuja Nairobi jana. Not taking anywhere. I took a matatu went to kick President Ruto out of the church. I am extremely proud of that. But I could not have done it without the power of what? The word. We reached a point where now, okay, we have a president who is ready to shoot you with a live bullet to kill you because you are on the streets protesting. Okay, that is where our words as Kenyans have reached to today. I don't want to preach, I don't want to spend too much time, but that is how I feel, exactly why we are all standing here today. Don't say at the I'm not sure what I'm doing here, Shakira. You are aware exactly where you are supposed to be. Whether you're an activist, whether you're whatever, number one, what you are, what I am, what each and every one of us here are. We are all Kenyan first. Doesn't matter whether we are wherever and whoever and whoever. After the church now, I think, okay, the church cannot be saved. I try to fight for it, but it is just gone. Okay, where now I'm not an activist. I'm not an activist, but my life has been transformed. I am supposed to be sitting where Dr. Mugambe was sitting, the general manager of. I'm a hospitality guy, so I'm not supposed to be seen. I'm not supposed to be heard. I'm the guy who makes sure that the tea is hot and whatever. But I've reached that point now where my life has been transformed. Now we are going into the second phase of the battle for this republic. It is the election of 2027. Each and every one of you here has a social media platform, whether you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, like NGUGI. My mom says hi. I told her we will meet you today. She's the biggest fan. Guys, we have to fight for the general election of 2027, and you must deploy your words to protect the integrity of, because these people, they cannot steal this election. I can guarantee you. I've covered in Wadiki by election. I've covered on Allow. Sarah, if we do the election the way our elections act, the constitution, not the election, the constitution, Article 138, whereby the result is declared at the polling session. Okay? Ruto atakuwa wapi on 11th August 2027? No, bro. Community maximum security prison. Number the Maili. It's either community or Dubai. He has to go on exile. I'm telling you guys. So, each and every one of you, every day you wake up. So, if you're on TikTok and you're selling whatever it is, remind people that 2027, so we are going to vote and our vote is going to be counted and it will matter. That's it. Use your words. So, these people are scared. I'm telling you, who want to say any more? Bro, 10 Subarus are waiting for you in the house before you reach. Asante.
Mombasa mimi naongea. Lakini kwa Mombasa mic tu kidogo. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, guys. Salute. Yeah, efforts organized and for sure. You know what wanasema, when you plant a seed, you don't go to the ground kuangalia shoots zimetoka.
Your work is to water. Hauingii ndani ya mchanga kuangalia hii roots zimetokaje, you could not control. So how those protests zilikuwa, as we now begin to talk about it, believe me, I want to just Shakira, what is how it's still in our hearts. People think about it, people know, and then what is judged. If you look at the landscape, what's happening now, it's judged. Without much further, lakini kuna kitu imeniuma. Ademba bana, we are classmates bana. So hata hizo somo tunaenda kuongea NGUGI. Black on black and mustard on mustard. Bro, I think checky. Once back on stage, and I remember Mary stepping it. When I got the Q&A, Q&A for Gen Z Gamers 2024, the front line. Yes, this Q&A away. The current book, yes, Kenyan Gen Z Gamers 2024, the front line. Okay, curious now.
Tufikiria wakiprint kitu Mary na timu yake. So tukapa, we are suffering. We are really suffering, but what to do? All right. Okay. You were documenting history while it was still unfolding, Mary. What's the difference between writing about a movement and writing about a movement you lived through? The difference, Asante babe.
Writing about a movement and writing about a movement
that you were part of, that you were through,
the emotions from 2023. Oh my goodness. And I feel like go. So this was a very emotional process. I'd never gone to the streets, but I had this strong conviction. Maybe you must do something. Maybe just like Mwabili, you must do something. So there's an emotional process, you know, and the fear. There's a week I didn't leave home. There is a I'm sure you have those friends who call you. Sasa Mary, unasumbuka na nini na kusumbuka nini? Sisi utulie, tusipo na watoto. You know, and then the other friends who call you, Mary, keep going. You're helping the country. Mary, push. So there are all these emotions, and then going to the streets. And you know, we believe the Constitution, the flag. Unajua vile flag iko sentimental. I'm a Kenyan. Na kwambia unarushiwa tear gas na hiyo bendera yako. Hey, when I realized, kumbe this flag was not as important as I thought. So I think the emotions, it was a whole emotional process. And going to the street, staring at death. So I feel this journey of this book, the Kenyan Gen Z demonstration, it is a very personal journey. I'm not telling someone's story, I'm telling my story because I lived it and I walked it.
Powerful sana. So taking it forward, what's a moment from those weeks that never made it into the headlines, but made it into your book? Behind the scenes, huko kuna mambo ilifanyika, lakini ya kwa headlines haikufanyika, haikupata kipaumbele, but you know about it.
Okay, there are two. Let me just speak about one. Kuna siku tumekimbishwa, tulikuwa na kina Abaya and Dr. Onyango. So me, I didn't know tear gas can actually kill you, inaweza toa hewa kabisa. So tumerushiwa tear gas, tuko Kimathi Street, tunatafuta zile aliza kuingia. Yani it's I don't know how to describe the scene. So mimi nikaingia kale ka Alika Nation Center. nikakaa kwa wale watu napiganga viatu rangi, the cobras. So mimi niko passionate Kenyan patriot, you know, naambia unajua tunafaa tupiganie nchi. Nakwambia hii nchi iko mbaya. Then I'm seated, sini wale watu wa viatu, so tumekaa kwa viti za viatu watu watatu. Mimi nampea Colgate paka hapa kidogo, you know, tear gas isikumalize sana. Uko na maji, shika maji, no, we are sharing. And I was passionately talking to these two people nikiwaambia, Aki, sasa kwa nini gava imefanya hivi? Kwa nini sasa wamelegalize GMO Aki? Kwa nini sasa watusikizi? Nisikiza for 30 minutes. You know, like I'm ranting, si tunaangalia usikie kumetulia ndio urudi sana kwa street. Na unajua nikifanya hizo vitu zote home kwangu hakuna mtu anajua vitu nafanya. Utoka tu. Utokanga tu. Kuna mtu anajua nimeenda.
Wakiulizwa anasema mami ameenda job.
My son David tells me, "Mami nilikwambia siende kwa street." Mami nilikwambia siende kwa street. So of course I do business in town, but then I kuona clients. Naona clients kidogo na kwa street. So tutachapata those guys on the seats. Wakaamka wakaenda. Mtu wa viatu akaniambia, "Wewe ulikuwa unaongeleshea DCI." Na mimi nimemwambia kila kitu. Hakuna kitu sikuambia. What? Kama ni DCI wa pale Central. Kai. Kama ni sawa tu, si hata hao ni wa Kenya. So you know those moments of like near death that you faced, they didn't get into the headline, but they're in my book. You know, and the moments of a live bullet imekupita, Mungu akakutoa. This one allow me to talk about that one. I'm a very spiritual person. So tulikuwa tumezindikisha Omtata. Omtata was in the streets that day. So unajua wewe ni ile maandamano moto atuwezangi yake. Yeye ashapita Kenyatta Avenue, tear gas zimerushwa. Me I can't even handle one. So nimerudi nyuma, jamii pale nyuma. And you know, we are running towards Kimathi Street, the building that is next to Kosewe, the building that had, I think, a bank there. And you know me, I had a voice, like I had a voice here, Mary, go home. I had a voice here, Mary, go home. Take a bike, go home. Na kuna kijana alikuwa amenikwamilia, and is in the book. I have that photo in the book. Amenishika tu mkono. Yana alinikwamilia all through. Aniwachi. So like nikiturn na mshika mkono. Tukajificha, unajua building zimefungwa, so tukaingia kwa mlango ya building hivi, but wamefunga milango. And then I'm a person. So I just stand out. You know, siwezi jifikiria mali I'm tall, but and I'm in a red t-shirt. Na zile mali yangu zile magari zile zinakuja, kuna wale watiagas wamerusha pandeni, kuna maji ya pink, kuna wengine pia walikuwa na rubber bullets, wengine live bullets. And a voice tells me here, Mary, go home. You know, like literally it's you, Melvin, telling me, Mary, go home. So I started looking, mtoto wa pikipiki, tayari pitiki. So there was a boda guy was dropping some mtu ngombe, utanibeba, kama mimi sibebi watu. So I held that young man in a hail of bullets. So tukapita kichoro ya Nation Center hapo, hiyo building, tukatokea Moi Avenue. Moi Avenue is a war zone. So I'm listening to the voice. So the voice told me, go home. So tukatokea Moi Avenue. I know town really well. Kichoro ingine ya town tutoke Tomboya. And I'm holding the boy. And when we are tulitokea stage ya Koja, there's a police. They're coming towards us. Na tumesimama hivi. So naona tu mtu wa boda anambia utatufikisha at Parked My Car Parkland Sports Club. So utatufikisha Parklands. Then he tells me, unajua they charged anything. So I popped in and the young man behind me. Then you know there's that car road there Koja, unaweza tokea Kirinyaga road uko chini. So mtu wa boda akaniambia, Mary, tukienda huko tunakufa. You know that it was a war zone. There's no way of getting out of town. So hii bypass, hii barabara ya juu hapo Koja, akaniambia tutapita katikati ya polisi. Tutapita katikati ya polisi, tuko wawili kwa boda hivi. And then he drove, like I actually wanted to jump out of the border. Then he told me, madam, so need trust. So you know now the police are coming, the Gen Z are coming, and we are riding through them. We managed, tukatokea Ngara, in 2 minutes we were in Parklands. I paid him, then I told him, kijana nipeleke kijana, anaishi Kariobangi, ile stage ya Pangani Girls. And you know that day, it's literally God who told me get out of town. Literally, God told me get out of town, and I had there like 3 times get out of town. And that very day, a lot of people were shot at, and legs, hands. You know, there were so many injuries that day. So those are 2 things that I went through that are not in the limelight, but they are in the book.
Well, all right. A lot has been said about Gen Z during the protests. Memes, headlines, hot takes. What did you learn about this generation that the commentary got wrong?
I think as a country, we will have the Gen Z to thank for the rest of our lives. We will have the Gen Z to say thank you. Without a leader, without mobilization, without political leadership, the Gen Z managed to call a government to order. As much as they chest thumped that he built that petition, he built that petition, as much as we lost so many lives and we call them our martyrs, the Gen Z will go in history as the generation that said no to tyranny. You know, and people say the Gen Z didn't succeed, Jackie. The Gen Z were 100% successful. The seed that they sowed, haijamea bado. Walipanda mbegu, inamwagiliwa maji, inawekwa dhumu, but we have the Gen Z to thank for where we are. Because right now, we are calling out evil for what it is. So thank you, Gen Z.
All thrones and dominions, all powers and positions, your name.
I think even just looking at the current political landscape, you know, and what's happening, you know, with the this point is Linda Mwananchi. I don't think that kind of bravery and even just the mindset around it may have been possible without having that Gen Z. So even the Gen Z protest, Sifuna, let's name names here. Look at the movement, how it's happening and how it's going. You know, I feel the seed is beginning to sprout and move forward. So
it was not in vain. And I think also another thing is there's a philosopher that once said that when there's been an uprising like what we had during the Gen Z, then the country goes suddenly quiet like we are. Then as a leader, you should be very fearful of that quiet moment that we have right now, because still waters actually run deep. A lot of these politicians are not even able to go to their own grounds, you know, even just to talk to the people, because it's very hostile. The people do not want them there. You know, we have seen people actually chase them away, you know, telling them go. I don't think we had that before the Gen Z, you know, protests and everything. So they have taught us so much, even for us millennials who are afraid to actually, you know, to speak up. Now we are, you know. So then the seed that the Gen Z planted has not gone in vain. And I think in the next general elections, we shall see the fruits of it.
Absolutely. So Mary, what surprised you the most about how young Kenyans organized, communicated, and even led, you know, these older generations of activism didn't do in the same way? What surprised you the most?
The synchronity. The young people were so synchronized. We didn't have a leader. The Gen Z were we are tribeless, we are partyless. What was the other one? Leaderless. But the synchronity, you know, in how information was flowing, how people were mobilizing. So one person would wake up with a tweet, kesho tunavaa black, and the entire country would be wearing black. And hakuna mtu alisema ule ndio leader. You know, we had one resolve, and it was like a fire, you know. It gets here, it goes to you. So that one is, and we've seen Kenyans are like that in many things. Kenyans are actually like that. Kenyans are known to win every online war. And not just that. Look at Baba Albert Ojwang when he wanted to raise money for him. When Kenyans are people that when they are one, they are one. So for me, I think there's something unique about Kenyans. I don't know what it is yet. There's something about Kenyans that is not in other countries. That Kenyans, when they decide they want to do something, nothing is going to stop them. So there's beauty in that, and I know we are yet to reap the fruits thereof.
I mean, like something unique about Kenya. Kenya has elections and the whole of Africa knows. Did you know Zambia held the elections yesterday?
I had no idea.
Zambia Lusaka.
Walikuwa na elections jana.
Walivote jana.
So rais, unajua rais wa Zambia? Okay. Tuko wapi? Writing about an ongoing political moment carries risks of being wrong, of being unfair, of being used. How did you hold yourself accountable to the truth while it was still moving?
I have a good team. I have a very good editor who would call me to book. You tell me, Mary, we have to verify this information. There was a lot of research involved, and it was not just my I do my research, but it was going through so many other places. And I think I have a very good editor, Jackie, and he would tell me, no, you cannot say this if you're not sure. No, I'm sure. No, show me how sure you are. You know, so we did a lot of proofreading and verifying information, and we just told facts. You know, we just told facts as they are. And when we say facts, we mean what was the mood of the people? What are the people feeling? What are the people saying? Because basically, it's a book about Kenyans. You know, as much as you're calling it a Gen Z book, it's a constituency in the Kenyan demography. So we are sort of echoing the voice of the people. And I would say that we did a lot of research online, newspapers, we went to parliament, we downloaded documents, we checked what were the conversations in parliament, and all of it is public information. It's all public information. So we sort of just took all that information and sort of documented it in a book. But basically everything in this book, it's accessible in the public. Yeah.
Hapo kwa number 6 mtu wangu usipote. Number 6. Lazima consider miaka za huyu mzee. Endelea baba, usiogope.
You know the constituency called Gen Z. That's where I belong.
Same here. Yeah. Gen Z is a state of mind, guys, isn't it?
Oh.
Simuliona yule mzee yule brother nini Jomo Kenyatta akiwa kwa streets.
So Gen Z ni aura.
Ni aura. Aura for aura.
The most. What's most did you feel the most responsibility to get right?
I feel the Gen Zs have been demonized, especially go to the circles of churches. Our watoto wasikiangi, our watoto sijui nini. And you know actually the difference between us and the Gen Zs is they have the confidence to say what they want. Najua sisi tulikuwa masiku za Moi. Respect and fear go hand in hand in my generation. These young people, they respect you, but they don't fear you. So me, I wanted to tell the story of the Gen Z. They're actually, and when I did a lot of lives on TikTok and X, the Gen Z will just tell you. They just tell you, you know, and they tell you, you take it or leave it, but they will tell you. So I feel I needed to tell the story of the Gen Z. They're being and there's a lot of psyop, a lot of psychological operations happening trying to demonize the Gen Zs. Ati hawa watu ni majimaji, hawa watu wajui kitu wanataka. Ati hawa watu watapiga kura. It's not true. It is not true. It is not true. After the Tukokadi, 2.7 Gen Zs have registered, and I am telling you, wait and see the election. And actually, when you look at the Olkarau election, for instance, and you know when people talk about Gen Z, they think they are the rich Uber, Bolt, KFC, Gen Zs, iPhone Gen Zs. No. Gen Zs across the country, in the villages, the border, so long as they fit in the Gen Z, they have a lot of same characteristics. Look at Olkarau. You know, people think it is a DCP candidate that won. No, it is not a DCP candidate that won. It is the people that won. Look at the content creators who are recording any irregularities. Look at the people that are shouting. It's the young people. The young people actually voted wakatokea kwa barabara kuchunga kura. So I feel the Gen Zs, people don't understand these people. People say ati hawa watu ni vigeugeu. Wanaongea watapiga kura. It is not true. So I wanted to speak the voice of the Gen Z because I feel they are being misunderstood or they are being propagandized. You know, they're building propaganda around those young people.
I agree. I agree with you politically, especially about the Gen Z. You know, that's one given taken. However, in the workplace,
hey, vichwa ngumu.
Okay, now this is my experience as an employer. Hamda nakambu job za 6:30 alfaingi maybe saa 2. First of all, realize they don't adhere to 8 to 5. Gen Z hapa kabisa. The 85% majority hiyo ni yako sawa. Number 2, they will deliver when they will deliver. The job may be fine, but probably just because kuna assist AI, they'll deliver when they deliver. Me, I just had someone, say, Mister, I was supposed to be put at 8, but to know his lifetime. Have I delivered? Have I seen what you're able to make better? Kuna correction the Mister. Nasema ni ABCD anatuma. Nasema kuna any other issue. So me I'm reporting at what's the issue? The
job is done.
Kama the job is done. They also defining it. Haya, ukidinda this is the thing. Ukidinda Gen Z, you understand? Kuna Gen Z who, and it's all human, how we operate as humans. Kuna watu the people who are morning people na kuna watu wako nocturnal. So in the workplace now, people are having to deal with Gen Zs. Kama unajua when employee is more of an afternoon person, when you make an afternoon shift. When the morning person, when you make a morning, because a morning Gen Z will confidently tell you, I cannot deliver this thing for you in the afternoon. Kama maybe you have between 8 and 12. I'm not sure maybe. Don't be toxic. That's what it is. Be toxic.
Kwanza wewe utita toxic. Toxic because ulizaliwa kitambo. Wewe ni toxic. Okay. So if this book is read 10 years from now, what do you want it to explain to someone who wasn't there?
There's power in the people. I think we need to demystify what is government, and many people don't know what government is. There's the way government was, what we were taught to believe government is, and what government is actually is, even in the constitution, or what government is supposed to be. Those two things are very different. We are the people. We are actually the government. You know, the government is supposed to deliver to us, the people. In our generation, government, the political elite, tumewaweka hapa. But in the Kenyan Gen Z book, we are able to bring the government to the people. So I think Kenyans have to get to a point and understand, even in 10 years, even in 100 years, power belongs to the people. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the protests actually changed? Not politically, but in how government can see
for the first time, there was unaona kuna kaogo nakwambia endeleeni hivyo hivyo, endelea hivyo, nafanya na napita mbio, anaenda napanda matatu. So they were actually identifying with what we are doing. We had people in offices who couldn't demonstrate, wanawarushia maji kutoka juu. And we used to we don't even know where the water used to come from. Tankers zinakuja tao, zinatumwagilia maji ya kutupoesha Kigogo. Unajua tia gazi imegonga. So I think every Kenyan identified with this work. For the first time, okay, like for me, let me say the Gen Z brought out the real Mary. I'd never experienced the real person. So kuna kakitu walitoa ndani yangu, kuna uoga ilitoka. So I think the Gen Z killed a lot of fear, not just in me, but in many people, that you can actually speak out, you can actually fight for yourself. And I think that's a seed to the future. Yeah.
All right, as we finalize, what's the question about that period you still don't have a full answer to? The one this book couldn't close for you?
Honestly, Jackie, until today, I do not understand how we elect leaders, and when they come to the kuomba kura, they're so genuine. They just come, nitafanya, I will fight for you. And immediately these people get to parliament. Total disconnect. I don't know if it's witchcraft, but there's something I don't understand there. There's a total disconnect between the Kenyan people and the Kenyan political elite. Yani, unaweka ile, unaenda tu na vote bill. Umevote tu na unajua umevote na watu watakufa. I don't understand that bit. Unajua you've done something wrong. Your voters didn't take you to parliament to do that. Jackie, that disconnect, I think it needs to be studied as a thesis at the university. There's a serious disconnect between the people and the political elite.
I think I usually say that, you know, the way you go to certain clubs where if you have maybe when in miliki bunduki, then you have to leave it out there and you pick it when you're leaving the club. I think it's the same thing for parliament, like you leave your brains at the door and you pick them up, because some of these people before they became politicians, ni watu wangwana sana, you know, professors, you know, people who would stand to speak and you would listen. Halafu sasa unamwona tu akuza, mimi ni fire, si fire. Unashindwa, professor manze, kuliendaje, you know. So I think it's really sad. Me, I think they're told, wacha akili hapa, utachukua siku zile unatoka. Because it really doesn't make sense when you see some of the things.
It's unimaginable. Yani unapata mtu vile unasema tu amekuja decent, amekomba kura, amepiga manifesto yake hapo, of course labda hata ameandikiwa. And then when they get in there, they're just to say the least disgusting.
Completely.
Disgusting.
Completely, yeah.
One thing also I think I feel with Gen Z has now come up and is an education that's ongoing blatantly, although in informally. It's civic education. Civic education is happening because the government has made civic education because the people will be enlightened, they'll make certain choices. However, after with all the muzzlement now, all the rate of wake up. Civic education, may I go to places because all over. Now interact now regardless of their social class. I'm telling you, people are talking and they're talking sense.
Yeah, they are.
Mama wa soko, wale mama fua, all the way up.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of civic education. I don't think next year will be the same.
No, it will not.
And then to discover, imekuwa ni about piga kura and then linda hiyo kura. Announce hiyo results saizi hapa nimemako. Umesema ngapi tu za weka next, okay sawa, fiti. Kali na ile ingine. So it has to really make sense.
This time itakuwa ngumu.
This time noma.
Tunaolkalao nchi mzima. So maybe kama kuna mtu kwa labda na swali.
Yes, please.
Ya haraka cheki masamosa nini masusa nasikia zimesha nini.
Hata wewe ukiuliza swali
Mary, congrats. My name is Mutemi. Thank you so much for doing what my generation refused to do.
There's no right. So I used to go the people I found in the civil society space, telling them, write your, document what you went through in the 90s, 92, the repeal of section 2A, na nini. Lakini hata sasa hivi bado hajaandika. So what you've done is Juzi Kalonzo was on NTV and akaanza kusema hata yeye alikuwa Gen Z wakati wake. And then kwa mchesi Makoha wrote on Facebook akasema there's no way Kalonzo you are Gen Z. Wewe ni baby boomer. That moment belongs to other people. You know, they are Gen Zs, they are
people will be able to reference
what they are
Sharon, by
I don't know if you can just set aside 10 seconds. We thank God for everyone who's on the streets, for all the images that we've seen. I personally remember I went for all the manos. My daughter used to tell me, Dad, you're going to get killed. And there's one time I went with my sister. She was telling me she played what in her mind was Kati in her brain to dodge the bullets that were aimed at her. So the fact that we made it here, we are alive, we are the ones who tell the story. We would have been the AI images of Rex and everyone else. So beyond everything else, we live to fight, we live to fulfill their dreams when they came to the streets. I was very humbled when I saw those pictures. I was very moved. Kukua streets si rahisi. Watu walikuwa streets. Alan venye alikuwa haikuangi rahisi. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It's your gratitude for your patriotic duty, for putting it on record. And beyond putting it on record, you've gone ahead and lit so many candles in social media. You've taught guys who didn't know who are the Ashkenazis. There are so many doors that you've opened and so many brains that you've opened. And you see, the good thing about light is that once it's lit and it sheds light to the next generation and so forth and so forth. So mine is not a question. Mine is kushukuru Mungu. Tunasema asanti. You've captured a moment in history. This shall not be erased. In fact, my only issue is that Ngetaja Kimanichungo with his cards, because I know you censored that part, I saw that. But beyond everything else, we really need to thank God for today and for everything that you've done. For me, nashukuru sana.
And those families, those mothers, those brothers, there are women who don't sleep at night because their children are buried out there.
I have nothing to that. So,
and dominions, all powers and positions.
DJ, what ni kama una overdo? Haya.
Yes, so good evening. My name is Chomba, and Mary, congratulations on this milestone. I've known Mary for the longest time. There's a time I and her at some other places we used to sing in church. When she says she's spiritual. Today we make a joyful noise to the Lord and we are okay. We no longer sing. For me, what you have captured, it's not just about us. And I'll give you an illustration. One of the gentlemen that was killed, we call him Teacher David in my house. David was a Sunday school teacher to my daughter who is today 9 years. Then she could not understand together with them. They actually had to go through some form of therapy. What you have done is archiving information that the likes of my daughter will be able to relate, understand that Teacher David died doing something bigger than him for this country. And I want to say something in 1 minute. Many years ago, and those of you who are of my generation, we were socialized by attributing a statement that was said by Sir Charles Jonjo, that politics is a dirty game. And when he said that, I almost thought that is the truth. Because when you were in school, that was the socialization. Those of you who belong to my generation, you know that is what we were told. But when you come to think of it, because of that socialization, very decent people in this country, and we are not short of them, cannot dare get into politics. And what happens is, decent people like you who are sitting here, when you shy from getting into politics, we give rise to people who can abuse you, who can fight you, who can do anything. And then, because you're decent, and politics is a dirty game, you don't get into politics. Only to live and realize, I'm a social scientist, we say politics is the master science. It doesn't matter what you do in this world, whether you are a doctor or judge or where we are seated today, everything revolves around policies that are made by politicians. And so if you don't get into politics, we all act surprised 2 months down the line after the people that we have elected are not living to how we are supposed to live. I was cognizant of the first election in 1987, I was young. But since then, Jackie, I've always heard people say, hii time ingine, this time coming, hatutafanya vile tulifanya. And then, 5 years down the line, the same statement, including last election. And now we are saying, in 2027, hatutafanya vile tulifanya. My question is always this drawer that has good leaders, every time we go for leaders, we pull the wrong one. Inakuleta wapi? And when you think about it, you realize it's a systemic thing that we have grown into. Sometimes you can be an activist here. You can be an advocate for good governance. But you draw the line where it comes to you getting into that space. Today we have Okiya Omtata. We see he may be alone, but we still see that he stands for what he stands when he's an activist on the other side. Supposing we get a critical mass in parliament of people who believe, because I believe if you can be an activist here, Odemba, and you're willing to die for people you don't know who are not your kinsmen, I don't see how when you get on the other side, you become myopic and say egocentric. If we are waiting for the government to ever be good to us, Jackie, my final shot, we have a government that tells us today that for you to interpret the law, you have to be learned. So you have to be a lawyer, to be a judge. You go to law school and you go to Kenya School of Law. But for you to be a lawmaker, you don't have to be schooled. Look at that kind of a lopsided. That for you to make laws, you don't have to be schooled. But for you to interpret the law, you need to be schooled. If this is the kind of government that you're waiting to make our lives better, that voice, and this has just inspired, as he just said, I'm sure so many people will come up with the facets of the stories that have not been told yet, that which they know, that will at the end of the day shape up the generation that we are headed to. So if you can, please go even for those political offices. Politics is not a dirty game. It is not. It is our life.
That sank deeper. Thank you so much for that insight. Mwingine yeyote? Ni kama tumemaliza. Yes.
I forgot to propose. I find it a challenge to your age and an injury I had in my eye. Kusoma kitabu. So I'm hoping you'll do an audiobook.
Oh yeah.
And you have the voice.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
you, Mutemi. Actually, the audiobook of The Girl from the Slopes of Mount Kenya is already out. It's at Nuria. If you just download the Nuria app, The Girl is already on audiobook. The Kenyan Gen Z demonstration, in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be an audiobook. So if you can't read, you can just subscribe and get the full audiobook in 2 weeks' time.
And then you and I are working on something, and others, of course. Can I mention it?
Yes, please.
So we are working on, we are tired of politicians coming to bring us manifestos and they never implement. So you're talking about creating a people's manifesto, you know, so that we tell them what wanataka our votes, you sign on to this and we will hold you to account to this. So we hope all of you can join us in that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Abaya Nyego, and let me speak on behalf of the presidential electoral team. I thought Bwakali was going to stand up and say something, but and Eric also, but let me say this. Congratulations, Mary.
Thank you, Fire.
We've walked this journey for almost 2 years now since I knew you. And it's been so amazing that I finally decided to put all that in a book. And I know there are so many other stories that you've not included. Like you've not told people that we were almost killed in Siaya. We were the first people to test what Gunism is. And congratulations. But above all, one time. I am one of those who believe that Mandamano has to end with us. I don't want to see my son again going to the streets. Because when you wake up in the morning and you're preparing yourself going to Mandamano, personally, I rarely sleep when we're going to the streets because you've seen what the police have done to so many young people. Others do not have legs, others are dead. So you wake up in the morning and you ponder in mortality. You don't know whether you're going to come back to your home in the evening. But God has been great. We've attended those Mandamanas and we were able to come back. There are those who couldn't. And I want to call everyone in this room. We cannot afford to have this government come back. We cannot. It has to end with us. Bad governance has to end with us. Our children should not come again to the streets to protest against bad governance. It has to be end with us. Thank you so much. One time.
Sikizombo. Yeyote mwingine? One time.
Hi guys. Hi. Okay, we made it show hata TikTok ijaribu kunyongea video. Push.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Mi nina swali kuhusiana na flag yetu na naona tukiangalia hii kitabu hizi kala zimetumika ni kala za flag yetu ya Kenya. But kulingana venye vitu zimekuwa of late, mtu akiona tu hizi kala anaona huyu ni anti-government, huyu ni activist. Tutafanya aje ndio tuweze kuprotect our flag, ndio hata nikitoka nje kama nimevaa kitenge yangu ya Kenya ningie kwa ofisi ya serikali sitaonekana ni kama mimi ni activist, kwa sababu kuna venye tunapoteza flag yetu. Yeah. It is no longer a symbol of national unity and patriotism. It has been politicalized.
It has been demonized by
Actually, that's a dilemma, even for me. I proudly one day walked in Milimani Court with a flag. Hey, nilingia kwa shida mbaya sana. Mimi kwa wataniambia, hey, patriot, pita hapo. They didn't even allow me to get to court that day because the flag was a problem. So I had to get ways to get to court. We were going to listen to a court case. I have a dilemma, and I actually feel you. You have actually spoken my words. Our flag was supposed to be a symbol of unity, a symbol of patriotism. But right now, our flag is attached to, like a Mau Mau.
Thank you very much. Thank you sana.
I want to congratulate you. I think KATHOMI is one of those people you meet and you are Africanized, not radicalized, you are Africanized. Our first encounter, we've been friends now for 3 years now. Yeah, our first encounter was on a show. I was looking for someone to talk to us about food sovereignty and food security, and someone recommended KATHOMI. And as I was hosting her on the show, I kept looking at her with so much admiration. And from that moment, I knew you are a real one. You know when they say everyone has a price, there are those people you look at and you are like, Manze, this is my tribe. And we've gone through it together. Sometimes I do something and you are like, LYNN, continue, continue, continue. And it's not easy. There are moments when even people from my village will tell me, LYNN, Subaru itakuja, LYNN utabebwa, LYNN utafanya nini. But I think people like you have gone ahead of us to show us that a statement and something we always love using together. When we lose our fear, they lose. When we lose our fear, they lose their power, quote unquote, because I don't think there is any power there. It's just intimidation. I think Mteni has said something important. We go back to the 90s, the early 2000s, just to look for something that we can, you know what, let's gain some knowledge from this, and there's not much. The fact that you have honestly written a book about some of the things that we witnessed when they were playing the clip here, man, I don't know if you keep one thing, why it should be one term, no term. Man, they just play those clips over and over. Some of us, we were in those streets day in, day out. And the fact that you have documented this, I see your daughter around, and I know this is something our children will never forget, and they will pass it to the generations and generations and the generations to come. So congratulations. And I also want to take this moment to acknowledge the presence of wonderful people in this place. I think as people were speaking, you could hear our friends like Shiko who kept pushing her to write and write and write. We are humbled to be in the presence of amazing people such as DJ Bwakali. I think DJ Bwakali and people like KATHOMI, they've taught me like, you know, don't be scared, because whatever happens must happen. Whatever happens must happen. And I think for me, part of what I look at the show of seeing people like Adem, Akira, and people going out there and fighting for what our generations, for the generations before us, should have fought for. That for me, that's so shameful. And I can't imagine a moment right now when I keep quiet, don't use my voice, because I look at them and I'm like, these are the people we should be teaching them. So I really do appreciate the presence of everyone. Sister, to a big sister, I really do thank you for coming into my life. I've learned a lot from you. Even when I'm in doubt, I call you. even when we are not filming episodes, we will just be chilling and talking about how can we impact our society. So I really do appreciate you, and I know as you've started of unity and security, you've really opened my mind in ways I can't even explain, and I do give you your flowers, my sister. You are a hero. When people are asking and saying everyone has a price, I can bet on you. I can bet on you to never sell out. I can bet on you to always use your voice. I can bet on you to be a frontliner. And I am privileged to be in the presence of people like you, people who, no matter how many Subarus are out there, no matter what bullshit is out there, you are KATHOMI. And I am proud to know and say, in you I have a friend. So congratulations, and may we always remember people like you. And we were in Maandamano, when people talk about the tear gas, the people who almost died. Even right now, it's hard for me to talk to my team, because sometimes I will be in the car with our DOP Muga, and Muga will never recover from seeing Bonnie being shot. When he was holding that camera, he keeps telling me, "Lynn, I didn't know whether to drop it or continue filming." And that is the kind of, that's what we need to fight. And I love what a gentleman there has said. May this be the last Maandamano. May this be the last Maandamano. You've said something very important. In 1987, you witnessed that election. 1992 people were like, the next one, the next one, the next one. And now we are saying 2027. And then 2027 will come, and then we'll say 2032, and then we'll say 20, it's always the next election, the next election, the next election. And that is why the coming election, even if we have to fight two people, right now tunasema watu wa one time sijui kama tutajaza Nissan, sijui kama tutafika 14, but I have faith. I have faith that if you have watched those clips, then we are not just fighting an enemy, but we are fighting the devil himself. So go out there, use your voice, but also remember, the people we are fighting against did not get themselves to power. We got them there. We are what we have right now. So even as we move forward, I know we have great authors here. People like DJ Bokali, they have written books. May you continue documenting these moments, because these are moments when they switch off the internet, when they carry us in those Subarus. These are the moments that our children will go back to and say, "What? This is what my country went through." So I do appreciate you, and thank you for having me here today. And also thank you to everyone who was able to join her in this milestone. And I feel bad saying one term, because I believe it should be no term, but next year we'll be here. Let's make better choices so that when 2 months, like the gentleman here has said, we are not looking back and wondering, how did we get here? Unfortunately, and sorry to say, look at people like Karen Nyamu, and I wonder, how did these people get here? And we got them there, and that is the reality. We get these people in power, but we have the power to say enough is enough. So my sister, from the slopes of Mount Kenya, go on and conquer. KATHOMI means to educate. KATHOMI means that you're someone we can learn from, and I'm happy to have been someone who has benefited, a beneficiary of that education that you hold and that information that you hold. So shukran sana, and God bless her.
Among the girls who on
Asante sana LYNN. Message to all of us na pia kutoka KATHOMI. Asante sana. Move forward. The panel member is supposed to be last, lakini hayuko, ametuma apology. Thank you. Come forward please. While tuko hapo,
So thank you very much. I'm not going to take more than 4 minutes because I believe the law of diminishing returns is operating and people are tired. So let me begin by acknowledging the author and to appreciate all the good people here present who have come to witness the launch of a book which I've had the occasion to simply live through when I got in, and which touches many things which I urge all of you to read, because there is every danger that many will receive the book but will never read it. So I urge you to read it. Second, I want to invite my friend here to read a poem that Professor said I read, and I'll conclude by reading a letter to the author, and it will be done. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Emmanuel Chokonbani from the Republic of Liberia, and I'm standing here in representation of Professor Yololo. Let me also use this medium to extend warmest felicitation to Madam Mary for this great milestone. There's a popular philosophy that says, when you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate a nation, you educate a generation. The nation of North Kenya is proud of you. The state of Kenya is very proud of you. Please permit me to read a poem that Professor says I should read on his behalf. The poem of Fear by Kali Jimran. It says, or it reads, it is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled. From the peaks of the mountains, I think he's referring to Mount Kenya, the long road crossing the forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter, there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. There is no other way. The river cannot go back. No one can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know it is not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean itself. Thank you, and I will invite my colleague once again to conclude.
Thank you. Yes, I now want to read the letter which Professor sent us with, and now going to unavoidable circumstances. He called. On this occasion of the launch of your book, I congratulate you for taking time to immortalize the events of the 24th day of June 2024 that characterized the Kenyan Gen Z demonstrations. We must remember the need to morally run our nation, whose morals anchors are weakening by the day, and whose mantra appears to be that vice is virtue and virtue is vice. In doing so, I urge you and all to remember There is in unity of purpose that greater changes are made, and this is achieved through sustainable efforts and not through episodic outbursts, because ultimately it is persistence that is the mother of true change. Hence, the Kiswahili saying, mchumia juani hulia kivulini. Thank you. Kweli unafanya na profesa. Hata wewe. Umesikia hiyo kizungu? Inanipita karibu.
Thank you so much for the message from Professor Pielo Lumumba. And now I would like to call our guest speaker, Mr. Kabi Mwalimu Ramani. Karibu sana.
Yeah. Big. She has called me Mr. Kabi. That's my name. I don't know whether I'm a Gen Z or a millennial, but I was born in 1965. So according to me, I'm a Gen Z. I'm an activist, and I like see things go the right way. Mary KATHOMI, the other today, she met me in school, Mozambique girls, over 30 years ago, when she had no sheka and no mafrubanya. Correct? She was a small girl, but with a very deep voice. I was teaching her geography, and some other things, history, part-time. Those are my subjects I studied at the university, and that's exactly what I've taught until I've concluded last year, when the government told me, go home, you are too tired. And I'm home, and I've been a teacher for so long, 36 years. When you look at me, you see a Gen Z, but I have 2 Gen Zs in my house. Chaos. Sure? When I say chaos, it means that they are politically aware of what is going on. And I'm happy about that. KATHOMI instilled a bit of criticism in her life. I was not simple as you see me. It's only that I've grown old. KATHOMI studied well, was in Christian Union, never liked acting. She liked eating sometimes. And in the dining hall, I'll see her, the way the eyes were looking at the cook. I see this girl was sweet. That time she was very small, now she's a very big woman. And that's wonderful. You have been an activist. I've been following you. You acted the squad. I was happy about it in Motua. You have talked to me very many times. If actually you are my age, I could have married you. But you are too young for me. I could not marry a very young girl. I'll be taken to community maximum prison and brought there, child abuse. Leave that. KATHOMI studied and lived a wonderful village lady. We have all the things, chased by boys, rake. Is it got Tom and Jerry? The work of Tom and Jerry? We have gone through all the problems I've ever gone. I've slept for nights without eating, not because I was fasting, it's because I've gone to school with one uniform, like the way we did it. That's exactly how I started. I told you your book is, your story is similar to what I went through in the early 80s, not 80s, in the late 70s, because that's the period. Your book has inspired many, and I say, let the Gen Z read this book. They know how we live, so that when they're asking for hot dogs, samosas, and sausages, they know where we come from. The book actually, I gave it another name. The memories we lost. Please, Gen Z, don't have that memory. Let them read the book and see exactly how it went our life. The book is a story, it's a chronology of events. Although you have left very many, you are going to write alone. You started writing, you write. talks about a generation that had very many problems. Until, let me put it like this, they were ended by the Children Act of 2013 by Joaquin Bongo. When we moved the capital punishment, remember? Capital punishment. From there, no kid was supposed to be beaten. You know, at times, you'll be beaten, you cry, you are beaten again for crying. Are you with that? Trouble. When you first eat food, you are given food. And you say, I'll not eat. The other boys have eaten already. You'll take the plate and eat, and you'll be left without eating. So there was nothing like, no, I'm not going to eat. So it's a wonderful book. I went through it in a day. I never left my seat. When I got to it on Monday by 5, as I was leaving my house, I cleared the book, and I was telling her, give me the other book. I want to read it. It's wonderful. But sorry, I don't write. I stopped writing. I was not good in English when I was in high school. It was is and was. The reason why I got in a bit of English, I'm a Meru, I'm a Shrabi. Right? You expected a Kenyan. Spirit told her, when I landed in the school, I was speaking that kind of English. So the girls copied me. And they were happy because you could not speak to me just like that. I had fun dance. I like dancing. When I was in high school, I went to Madame Girls to dance. And I never knew proper English. I remember I bought the shoes from 100 yen. Those big shoes, no, they called the blocks. I had to carry them up to the gate of Madame Girls. I was in Form 2. And they danced me from 6 girls. I remember, and then they got me back. In the process of dancing, I told her, I love you. She told me, she replied, it's just a coincidence. Guy, good God of mercy. I thought coincidence is an accident. I never knew coincidence, what coincidence meant. So I had all that trouble. Is that clear? So, without moving in that book so much, because you have to read this history, a lot of history, let's first of all go to something else. Today, I want to meet the wife of Papa Shirandra. Jackie, I mean, I've never met her in my life. I only like her so much when she was acting Papa Shirandra. It's yesterday, I think she was on air, she was talking about something else. What I liked about her is that I thought that she's just a fool. But she's a very learned woman, not clear. When she would present herself that way, brought a lot of good things to me. Today I'm happy. I know Marvel we have met. I've been an MC in Nairobi from 1998 up to the time I was dethroned by Mudomo Bage and Kenani. That one will bring me out. I think Marvin came the other day. Lamina was not there at that time. Lamina was very much into acting, and that's wonderful. That is a very short history about that book, The Girl from Slopes of Mount Kenya, The Memories We Lost. And I think the Gen Zs and Alpha will read that book. It's too inspiring so that they can learn and actually adjust where they are going wrong. There are some areas they are going wrong, there are some other areas they are right. So, thank you, Madam MC. I've seen you today. And when you're asking somebody whether is taken, I was taken, and I'm already taken, and I think I've been driven away. So don't get worried. So if you have space in your heart, you can actually talk to me later. Melvin, we have been doing some areas, MC, doing that work of MC, but I stopped. I've grown old. I cannot speak properly. My eyes can't see. I have to throw away the speech. Is that clear? My eyes can't see. I want to go to the second book. Gen Z. These people were a movement. They have changed the mindset of how we people think. I was with you in the streets, Mary, but I was not there physically. I was there with my mind and heart. I could write messages in Talk, encouraging you. But you killed the fire very fast, to some extent. The people I saw in the streets, whom I was actually seeing as icons. Actually, in a very short time, I don't think they were given a take back, and now they are there. I hear of somebody called Small. I hear of somebody called unajua ile pilika kuchemsha maji. There's a big company that it's called LYNN. I hear LYNN company and the small company talk about the good thing about this government. I get worried. I was Anna from the government, housing lady, Madam in Broda. Where is my house at Mukuru? I produce money. Where is the hospital? I have nothing. Now, as a retired man, earning something kidogo, but I'm supposed to pay 48,000 shillings as SHA contributions. Where do I get it, my friend? Have I eaten? The Gen Z had a very good movement, and I want to put across to you, you have never seen movements. I'm an history teacher. In the 1890s, there was the revolution in France. People fought because of salt. That was the major reason. And the Bible telling the people to go and eat bread because there was no wheat. It brought a revolution. Finance bill brought a revolution in Kenya because we have been cheated partly. From the historical perspective, if you read very many things about history, you'll actually cry. In 1760s, 80, not 80, I was not there. A certain leader of a kingdom called the Lebele, called Lobengula, was promised by Cecil Rhodes that, Bwana, I give you a boat because of you as a mess. Are you okay? And I write for you a letter, a wonderful letter, to the Queen of England. It will reach there. You read the letter. So what happened? The Bengal agreed to give them a place to stay. After a very short time, there was no gunboat to cross River Zambezi. We don't know whether the letter arrived at the Queen or not, but the land of the Matabele had gone. A promise broken. From there, Robengula became a bitter man. Let's go back to France. Napoleon Bonaparte, during the French Revolution of 1789, brought an idea that men are led by choice. And that's exactly one of the things that is happening in this country. Small token, you follow me. Blindly, without actually thinking what's going to happen tomorrow. This country has gone to dogs. You can see that. As for the country, now, it's everywhere. Who sponsors these ones? Last week, we were with Bob Jaggi, an activist. We were young guys were in the village. What we are trying to do is to make this government work. Money has been looted everywhere, but we are seated, quiet, eating. It reaches a period of time when you say, Kainde Meruka. You know Kainde Meruka means what? The carbon that are stuck here, unakambia either uteremuke au nikuteremshe. Nasikia hivyo? I think that's why to deal with Gen Zs. That's exactly what had happened. So Mary, I'm encouraging you to be more on this, right? So that people can learn how governance is supposed to be. What is killing this country is tokenism. As you talked about, I heard you talk about Al-Karao. People ate and decided to vote the way they want to vote. Not tokenism at all. They say like this, in politics, I'll make all the ways possible for me to pass. Like the way you do when you're when people want to you, I'll call you my crocodile, my sweetheart, my sugar, the only one. And when I see my heart hits like this, side, I will say all that. After I win you come to my house. That is the end of that. That's the end of the story. And that's exactly what the politicians are doing to us. I was supporting a politician from my area, constituency. I supported him. I was not seeing anything wrong with him. But when I came to realize that he actually could not deliver on the promises, I jumped off that boat. Now I don't support any. I don't support any. Until 2027 February, that's when I'm going to think. No current. If I'm told to vote today, to vote for any, I'll vote for nobody. Because I'm not convinced these people can deliver comfortably. That we have a very nice opposition. Let's do a very nice job. Actually, sometimes I see there's a program that comes early in the morning, State of the Nation. I have to watch it. Come rain, come shine. I watch it each and every time. And when I see Mary having that kind of activism, I feel great because she has been my student. And I know her for that. So as you go home today, go think. Are you going to be the Martin Luther King? Or you are going to be another Mobutu Sese Seko who doesn't realize how things go by? In conclusion, I don't want to take a lot of your time. I hear that stomachs are rumbling. Also, I've not eaten Mary. I thought I'll come and actually have all the chicken from Luyaland and samaki from my brother's side. But I've not yet eaten. But I don't eat it for what purpose? I'm saying, correct? Which energy do I require? I don't require a lot of energy. I require the energy to sleep, to wake up, and to work. Nothing else. And read. Actually, I'm reading the other book very fast. But I think it's set that towards activism, political activism, like the way Tata does things. I love that girl from head to toe. Have you done that? Mumbai is a lighter. I followed it from time I was at university in 1987. That's when I entered university. Up to date, I read the Mumbai books. I listen to speeches in various areas. In Ghana, in South Africa, wherever. In the United Nations conferences, I love that man. Enter his shoes and write like him. You'll be a great human in future. In my demos, when I die, I'll carry your memories. I'll carry your memories wherever I go. I'll tell those people, if actually there is heaven, because nobody knows where we need to, correct? How many says they will go to heaven? You included. Heaven is a place here on earth. That's what I believe. You see now we are in heaven. There's no trouble. When we will be at the streets, that's when there is hell. Believe it. I became Christian because I am supposed to be a free man in my own country, but I was actually in bondage. So next year, when we hear NGUGI on Alpha or Millennium having voted for the current government, God forbid you should be there. If actually you can vote, you can see what is happening in this country. Oh, it's a mess. Kapi, I walk my house. Jackie and Amusa. What those men who got money from my basically to construct a house, I want the money also, correct? And you demand you as if you have contributed. Why contribute for something that you're not going to get? So I don't want to give you a lot of space. KATHOMI the great, but understand, she also lied to you today. Not your name is here. You see the name, Mary. Actually, when she came to school, she was called Millicent. And changed the name. She was a staunch Catholic. Then KATHOMI came because of Christianity. She was KATHOMI. KATHOMI. That was the name. Sure, KATHOMI? That's exactly the Kimeru, how things were. But we changed. Like you have known Mr. Kabi. You have not known this man properly. I'm God, and I'm supposed to be God. I am Evanson Kabi Joseph, the geography teacher. I've taught that for 36 years. And I've never taught boys alone. I've taught girls throughout. Is that clear? And I thought, if I read something here from KATHOMI, you see what a teacher should be. The guy from the slopes of Mount Kenya. It was actually written for me by KATHOMI. You played a big part in making me whom I am today. So 30% is in you is me. God bless you for the positive impact I'm not talking about negative impact. The word is positive impact. So whatever I did to you, whether I claimed you, whether I insulted you, that was a positive impact to this lady in my life, your life. I really loved the geography class. Sincerely, she loved the geography class. She loved the geography teacher. Is it not true? Because there's no way you can have the geography class without the teacher standing in front. And I've taught girls. I've taught St. Mary's Girls in NGUGI. I've taught Modambi Girls. I've taught at school in Nekoda. I've taught in 11 schools, retired as a principal. And I've interacted with girls until I became a girl also. I never wanted to leave Modambi Girls. Because the girls will be like mothers to me. They are there. Evans, show me this. Evans, oh, guy, when it comes Valentine, send me Valentine's cards. I was getting worried. I'm getting scared. Can this be a trick to take me to prison? But I'm going to prison and I'm not expecting to go to any. I'm an old man and I don't deal with young girls again anymore. With that, I'm not going to launch the book. The book was launched again. Is that clear? The book was launched officially, and I wish you all the best. But I want to see Alusa before Alusa goes. Alusa, where are you? Alusa, you remember this man? You remember this man? That one. I used to see and Parkland's Plum. I go to those places, huts. I used to go to very many places, but I grew old. I left you a job. December, ukizeeka, toka. Wengine waingie. When I met you today, and I tell my daughter that you are together, although you have not had me, may God bless you.
Unataka kunoa, itabidi umekula, you need energy. Mimi msema mkuluo, you will need energy. 3 square meals. Thank you so much, Mwalimu. So amazing.
Yeah.
You have given us Max. Remarks, alafu vote of thanks. So tuache nini guest apumzike. Honorable.
Difference of closing remarks na vote of thanks ni nini?
So mtaliandika hii program. No, mtaliandika hii program, so unataka kumdiscredit. Mtu ameandika vitabu 2 unataka kumdiscredit. Wewe unasikia? Awali hapa kuna closing remarks, Mary KATHOMI, vote of thanks. Bas, close of formal program.
Book signing, networking and socializing.
Hapo sasa ni select kwenda kukula na kukunywa hapa.
Hapana. Hapa kukula na kukunywa ilikuwa snacks na refreshments.
Sasa si tumeacha, sasa tuende hapa. Mary utamu. Useme tu closing remarks. Kwambia asante kwa event yako.
Achaneni tu nao wanakuanga hivyo. Mabanga kutanga saa zingine mwachana nao, lakini wako suit sawa. Ni kweli tunasikia wamekubali. You know what? The love I've received today. Thank you. I don't know, like I feel I need to stand and hug everyone. Thank you for all your time. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for believing in me. Shiko, masimu unapiga nyingi. Karo, hizo TikTok zitembe. LYNN, hatutanunuliwa. Hatuwezi nunulika. No, we will not. We will not. There is something a friend of mine told 17-year-old and I have a 12-year-old. Nimeshalea, nilizaa kitambo na nikalea na watoto wako sawa. Na wamelipiwa school fees na siwezi nika. I stand with a reason. I want to promise you here, no one can buy me. Hata mkite, thank you very much. It's nimeandika kitabu. Mkitaka launch yanguke, let me tell you the journey of that guy. Ule ni malaika. I met him one day going to buy books for my kids. And within a week I was an author. He hooked me up to Kenya Library. Akanipea book printer. Akaniambia, yani unajua nakupea madarasa yote kuandika kitabu. I don't know how to go about this. One day of just a conversation. Na navuruta simu, shika hii number. You are a destiny shaper. And you're doing that to a lot of Kenyans. By the way, go write your book. Go tell your story. And if you don't know how to tell your story, Bazaar Plaza, Mezzanine 2, enda kwa bule utaandika kitabu. And you know what? Let's do this. We can save our country. Wangari Maathai alisema, that hummingbird, kale kandege kalikuwa kanabeba maji kidogo kukimwaga kwa moto, managed to put off a whole forest fire. You and me, we are going to save this country. Wabs, hizo content zako za YouTube, endelea kufanya hivyo. Let's wake up people. And Mr. Kabi, talk to each other. And I'll be here and I'll be signing. I won't leave this place. I'll be signing. So sign your book. Just go there and let's have some. It's a Friday. So it's a Friday. Let's hang out. Let's relax. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, you know, this guy, even your should be a theater, by the way. Tumefanya kazi nao sana. This is just, it feels like a homecoming. Jackie, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Melvin. Unaenda mbinguni? Umeshika Yesu? Ndani kabisa. Ukifika huko mbele, tupangie huko vizuri.
Unajua mimi mama yangu na mbinguni ni moja tu. Na mimi nimeambia Mungu, kama utabadilisha menu, mimi siwezi shinda ikikunywa maziwa na asali. Hapana, abadilishe tu menu. Sitakwambia tuna kuku ya kienyeji na samaki.
Sitakwambia mpya hata ilivyo. Kuna mwili mpya. Kuna mwili mpya.
Umesikia vile mwalimu amesema? Heaven is right here. Make your heaven here. If you want to make your hell here, make your hell here. So make your heaven here, my friend. In your life unajua. Hakuna mtu ameenda heaven na karudi kusema mzee ndio huko manze. Kwani sijui kuna gold hakuna.
Yesu alirudi alitoka kwa Mungu.
Hapa vizuri kama na sisi yes.
Mwanamberea mtangazaji.
Amepanga
akasema kuna watoke watatu vizuri sana.
23, 17 na 12.
23, 17 na 12.
Ongelea wako. Usiogope mtu wangu. Usiogope. Usiwae unaibu umemluya.
Wacha nisimame kinagaujaga. Kama kuna kitu niko proud kusema ni hii. Na kama wewe ni young lady ama ukaona kuna bwana hapa, before you get in, wacha tuseme kweli, watoto ni ages.
Sema kabisa.
17 wa kwanza. 17
wa pili.
Twins 7
watano.
Twins 5
wa saba.
Iko hesabu hiyo.
Yani 7 fresh.
Hapana, ni nani mtu wangu?
Ni nani?
Niko na watu wa Amerika. Si 8.
Nimeongelelea ndio mtoto wako wa Amerika.
Na isema bila regret. I'm a divorced man. Mimi nimedivorce na nilioa yuko kwa ndoa ilishinda. Na kama ilivyo desturi ya lawyer,
wangu
alikuja peke yake na
peke yake.
Na hivyo nisipige na wao, lakini sisi kama lawyer mtoto anablame kwa baba. So mimi kama tunapanga ngapi wa saba. Kuna show inaitwa House of a Loser iko pale YouTube. Ukipata hiyo show itakubamba. It's about me and my children. Tumeamka, tumeenda kwa market kununua nyanya na kitunguu. Tumeenda imeingia nimeenda kwa budget ya omena na kakunde. Pesa mkate ya kunywa tukamaka kwa sababu ndio hiyo ndio show inaitwa House of Alusa. Kwa hii generation ambayo mna been told they are deadbeat. Mimi niko na mpango wa 7 single dad. Kabisa. Ni show kwa YouTube inahostiwa pale kwa The Network TV. The Network TV is a YouTube TV that has a catalog. Iko na catalog ya the first show hapo ambayo ni kipaumbele. The Network inahostiwa na nani? The Network TV, where she interviews personalities about life in general. Ulizaliwa wapi, ulikuwa aje, up to where you are. The second show na catalog ni wababa ambao wanaongea kwa wababa. Sasa eneo jambo na Bonteke wanaongea kwa bold mambo yao ya ubaba.
Ya ubaba
And then there's one also in the university students called the Universe. The Universe. And ukasema baba na ndo sponsor
makampuni siku brand.
Ukiona nimepotea kidogo pale siku hapa nilikuwa na deal na calls pale.
Una organize hapa.
Organize hapa. Isha dadi. No. So
tumemaliza guys. I think maybe kuna mtu akufanya photo sign.
Yes, kuna mtu akufanya photo.
Okay.
GM naomba GM United ndio huyo. Karibu sana. Ile GM, our GM. Ndio hiyo.
UKC media is powerful. UKC media, when you say project, wapigeni makofi yao. I took this mic earlier when I was contributing to the first book. But last year I challenged my former primary school teacher, who is actually and was the headmaster, who since colonial times has been a pillar of our village education and economic development, to write down his experiences, his journey, his do's and don'ts, to share knowledge, wisdom, and information in form of a book. He's now 84 but still pushing on. Though a widower, he champions the need for education for a brighter future of our community. I look forward to launch his book. Maybe you can go and assist him down in the village. In the year 2024, the Board of Directors of the United Kenya Club approved my proposal to have a display of our members' authors, resources, and I'm happy today to attend the third member author book launch, which will rest in our club authors display shelf at the reception and in our club library. So when you finish this event, I would like our media people to take your photo as you present the book for the media and the shelf. We encourage our members to do this, and we put a platform, both digital in our screens and at the reception, for you to have another opportunity to sell besides your official. So those of us who are here and they are not our members, you are most welcome. On behalf of the organizers of this event, the United Kenya Club, I thank God for giving precious moments, space, time, and people, culminating into a launch of this book, The Girl from the Slopes of Mount Kenya, and Kenyan Gen Z Demos 2024, the frontline. You came, we enjoyed, you came, we shared, and you came, we created memories of one another. So I'd like you to tell the friends seated next to you, thank you for doing that. I think was not a publisher's book, but I'm happy that my other authors who are to be here, though they left because of their age, they told me, by the way, that's personalized publishing. You did not involve a publisher. I asked your editor why, and he explained, so I won't bother you at all. So mine is to congratulate you and to thank you for putting down your experiences, knowledge, and thoughts in the form of a book. When I perused the Gen Z book, I was happy also to see members of the club like Lawrence Gitonga being mentioned, Professor Rastas Njoka being mentioned, and by the way, our former Prime Minister was also a member. I don't know whether he inspired you to join us. And he used to be a faithful, but you could not tell because we are apolitical at our club. I also saw we were supposed to have dignitaries who probably were represented here, who have used this club before. And when we went for exhibition in Mombasa, I thank you on behalf of the visiting representative of the keynote speaker, Professor PLO Lumumba. He visited our booth, and please pass our regards to him because we received the congratulatory messages that he sent to us. KATHOMI, you enriched our history, our heritage, and you enriched the resource bank of the future so that whoever reads the books will be inspired, will gain knowledge, and will perceive the world in a different way altogether through influence from your record. Let's keep on, bring more. We will attend more launches here. And I hope we meet your expectation. Let us clap for KATHOMI. I think and it's nice today to the fast because she's a go-getter. She's a go-getter. And she did it with all the passion that this event had to happen. And we are so open. Thank you for keeping us alive. Please tell our members today to join the club. It's impactful, it's our heritage and a unique place for professionals to congregate and make the world a better place through convergence of such mindset presented here today. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, as you disperse to different cocoons, remember to make your life simple by getting to know one another today at the club. So feel free. Remember, just paint 1,000 words so for a photo with a friend. Stories are more powerful than data, but both are important. So share your story with a friend. We have a unique way of purchasing our products. KATHOMI can guide you. She has a number, but our waiters will be able to serve you. So don't be in a hurry. Don't feel out of place. And I'm also a product of Mount Kenya, but I also struggled not to use I'm not as good as your English, and where I've erred, will forgive me. And if there are classes that you can teach us how to remove this Meru factor from our language, please do them here at the club. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, these are honorable prayers, so feel free, guided. Thank you, MC. We are meeting the second time, if I can remind you, while you are down at Nakuru, Kabaraka, I think that time you are younger. So I wish you success all. Have a good night. Karibuni tena na tena. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Daktari. Asante sana. Umesema nilikuwa yanga. Imekuwa personal. Lakini daktari, kumbuka kale ka kitu nimekwambia pale kwa kona. is on the way. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for gracing our event today. It's been a wonderful day. Thank you so much, Mary, for the invite. We look forward to more books from you. Imefika wakati wa kutawanyika. Kuna chakula pale tumeweka pale kidogo, some bitings as we mingle, as we socialize, and guests can live at their own will. Kiamua ubaki hapa, maisha ni yako, fanya venye unataka nayo. Asanteni sana, nimekuwa wenyu MC Jackie Nyaminde. God bless you.
Utapewa, tafuta utapata, kisha utafunguliwa, asema Bwana. Yeye ni mwaminifu, ameshasema nafanya. Kisha utafunguliwa, utapewa, tafuta